Unit 2, Genetic and Evolution 1. The term genetics was coined by Bateson. 2. Mendel is known as the father of genetics. 3. The physical appearance of an organism is called its phenotype. 4. The genetic constitution of an organism is called its genotype. 5. The cross between two organisms differing in a single character is called monohybrid cross. 6. The law of segregation is also called the law of purity of gametes. 7. In a dihybrid cross, the phenotypic ratio obtained is 9:3:3:1. 8. Incomplete dominance was first studied in Mirabilis jalapa. 9. Codominance is seen in human AB blood group. 10. Color blindness is an example of a sex-linked disorder. 11. Sickle cell anemia is caused by mutation in beta-globin gene. 12. Hemophilia is also called the royal disease. 13. Turner syndrome is represented as 45XO. 14. Down syndrome is caused due to trisomy of chromosome 21. 15. Klinefelter syndrome is represented as 47XXY. 16. Multiple alleles are present in the AB blood group system. 17. The sex of a child in humans is determined by the father. 18. The process of formation of gametes is called gametogenesis. 19. Linkage was first studied in Drosophila. 20. The term crossing over was given by Morgan. 21. DNA was first discovered by Friedrich Miesser. 22. DNA is a polymer of nucleotides. 23. In DNA, adenine pairs with thymine. 24. In RNA, adenine pairs with uracil. 25. DNA replication is semi-conservative in nature. 26. DNA replication in prokaryotes begins at a site called Ori C27. The Okazaki fragments are formed on the lagging strand. 28. The enzyme that joins Okazaki fragments is DNA ligase. 29. Central dogma of molecular biology is DNA right arrow RNA right arrow protein. 30. The mRNA carries genetic information from DNA to ribosome. 31. The process of copying genetic information from DNA to RNA is called transcription. 32. The enzyme responsible for transcription is RNA polymerase. 33. The genetic code is made up of triplet codons. 34. The codon AUG codes for the amino acid methionine. 35. The codons UAA, UAG, UGA are called stop codons. 36. The process of protein synthesis is called translation. 37. Ribosomes are also known as protein factories of the cell. 38. The Human Genome Project was completed in 2003. 39. The first eukaryotic genome to be sequenced was of yeast. 40. DNA fingerprinting is based on polymorphism in VNTRs. 41. The term evolution was first used by Herbert Spencer. 42. The theory of natural selection was proposed by Charles Darwin. 43. The book Origin of Species was published in 1859. 44. Industrial melanism is a case of natural selection. 45. The remains of ancient organisms are called fossils. 46. The evolution of horse is a good example of adaptive radiation. 47. Homologous organs are evidence of divergent evolution. 48. Analogous organs are evidence of convergent evolution. 49. The forelimb of a bat and the wing of a bird are analogous organs. 50. The forelimb of a human and the flipper of a whale is homologous organs. 51. Genetic drift was explained by Sewall Wright. 52. The founder effect is a type of genetic drift. 53. Hardy-Weinberg principle describes genetic equilibrium. 54. Mutation is also called saltation. 55. The first form of life originated in water. 56. Chemical evolution of life was experimentally supported by Miller and Urey. 57. The first man-like animal was Australopithecus. 58. Homo erectus used fire for the first time. 59. The scientific name of modern man is Homo sapiens. 60. Homo sapiens originated in Africa. 61. The father of cytogenetics is Sut. 62. Chromosome theory of inheritance was proposed by Sutton and Bovary. 63. The unit of inheritance is the gene. 64. Genes are located on chromosomes. 65. A cross between F1 hybrid and one of its parents is called back cross. 66. A test cross helps to determine the genotype of an organism. 67. The chromosomal abnormality in Down syndrome is trisomy 21, 68. Mutations in germ cells are heritable, 69. Silent mutations do not affect the phenotype. 70. Frameshift mutations are caused by insertion or deletion of bases. 71. Transcription occurs inside the nucleus in eukaryotes. 72. In prokaryotes, transcription occurs in the cytoplasm. 73. The functional unit of DNA is the cistron. 74. The first codon to be deciphered was UUU. 75. UU codes for phenylalanine. 76. Codons are read in 5 right arrow 3 direction. 77. Introns are non-coding sequences of DNA. 78. Exons are coding sequences of DNA. 79. Splicing removes introns from pre-mRNA. 80. Translation occurs in the ribosomes. 81. The first atmosphere of Earth lacked oxygen. 82. Operin and Haldane proposed the theory of chemical evolution. 83. Miller and Urey used methane, ammonia, hydrogen, and water vapor in their experiment. 84. The age of fossils is determined by radioactive dating. 85. Archaeopteryx is a connecting link between reptiles and birds. 86. Dinosaurs belong to the class Reptilia. 87. Lamarck's theory is also called the theory of inheritance of acquired characters. 88. Darwin's finches are an example of adaptive radiation. 89. Peppered moth is an example of natural selection. 90. Genetic drift is more pronounced in small populations. 91. The survival of the fittest was coined by Herbert Spencer. 92. The struggle for existence is a part of Darwin's theory. 93. Modern synthetic theory combines Darwinism and Mendelism. 94. Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium explains allele frequency in a population. 95. Mutation is the raw material of evolution. 96. The scientific name of Neanderthal man is Homo neanderthalensis. 97. Cro-Magnon man was the ancestor of modern humans. 98. Homo habilis was also called tool maker. 99. Homo erectus discovered fire. 100. The oldest fossils of man were found in Africa. 101. The term allele was given by Bateson. 102. The F2 phenotypic ratio in monohybrid cross is 3:1. The F2 genotypic ratio in monohybrid cross is 1:1. Mendel used Pisum sativum as experimental plant. 105. The character which appears in F1 is called dominant trait. 106. The character which is masked in F1 is called recessive trait. 107. In Abo blood group, I allele is recessive. 108. A male with XY chromosomes is called heterogametic. 109. A female with XX chromosomes is called homogametic. 110. The universal donor blood group is O111. The universal recipient blood group is OB 112. Polygenic inheritance is controlled by multiple genes. 113. Human skin color is an example of polygenic inheritance. 114. The mutation theory was proposed by Hugo de Vries. 115. Evolution by sudden mutations is called saltation. 116. Darwin visited the Galapagos Islands. 117. The book Philosophy Zoologies was written by Lamarck. 118. The process of formation of new species is called speciation. 119. The earliest human ancestor was Australopithecus. 120. Homo sapiens means wise man. 121. DNA was first isolated by Friedrich Miesser. 122. The term nucleic acid was given by Altman. 123. DNA is made up of nucleotides. 124. The sugar present in DNA is deoxyribose. 125. The sugar present in RNA is ribose. 126. Purines include adenine and guanine. 127. Pyrimidines include cytosine, thymine, uracil. 128. In DNA, adenine pairs with thymine. 129. In RNA, adenine pairs with uracil. 130. Chargaff's rule states that A equals T and G equals C. 131. The two strands of DNA are held together by hydrogen bonds. 132. The model of DNA double helix was proposed by Watson and Crick. 133. DNA replication is semi-conservative. 134. Meselson and Stahl proved the semi-conservative model. 135. The enzyme responsible for DNA replication is DNA polymerase. 136. The fragments formed on the lagging strand are called Okazaki fragments. 137. The enzyme that joins Okazaki fragments is DNA ligase. 138. The segment of DNA that codes for a protein is called a gene. 139. The process of copying DNA into RNA is called transcription. 140. The process of protein synthesis is called translation. 141. mRNA carries the message from DNA to ribosomes. 142. Is also called adapter molecule. 143. The anticodon is present on tRNA. 144. Ribosomes are the site of protein synthesis. 145. The triplet codons on mRNA are called genetic code. 146. The genetic code is universal. 147. AUG codon is a start codon. 148. UAA, UAG, UGA are stop codons. 149. The operon model of gene regulation was proposed by Jacob and Monod. 150. In lac operon, the inducer is lactose. 151. The physical appearance of an organism is called phenotype. 152. The genetic makeup of an organism is called genotype. 153. When both alleles are identical, the condition is called homozygous. 154. When alleles are different, the condition is called heterozygous. 155. The alternative forms of a gene are called alleles. 156. The condition in which both alleles express equally is called codominance. 157. The condition in which dominant allele is not fully expressed is called incomplete dominance. 158. The cross between F1 offspring and homozygous recessive is called test cross. 159. The cross between F1 offspring and homozygous dominant is called back cross. 160. A dihybrid cross gives phenotypic ratio 9:3:1. 161. The chromosome theory of inheritance was given by Sutton and Bovary. 162. Genes located on same chromosome are called linked genes. 163. Crossing over occurs during prophase I of meiosis. 164. The exchange of segments between homologous chromosomes is crossing over. 165. The distance between genes is measured in centimorgan cm. 166. The process of sudden change in DNA is called mutation. 167. Sickle cell anemia is caused by mutation in hemoglobin gene. 168. Phenylketonuria is caused by mutation in enzyme gene. 169. Down syndrome is due to trisomy of chromosome 21. 170. Turner syndrome is due to monosomy of X chromosome. 171. Klinefelter syndrome is due to XXY condition. 172. Color blindness is a sex-linked disorder. 173. Hemophilia is caused by defect in clotting factor gene. 174. Pedigree analysis is used to study inheritance pattern. 175. Human Genome Project was started in 1990. 176. Human Genome Project was completed in 2003. 177. Total number of human chromosomes is 46. 178. The total number of autosomes in humans is 44. 179. The number of sex chromosomes in humans is 2. 180. Mitochondrial DNA is inherited from mother. 181. The study of fossils is called paleontology. 182. The study of embryos to understand evolution is embryology. 183. The remains of body parts from past organisms are called fossils. 184. Archaeopteryx is a connecting link between reptiles and birds. 185. The theory of inheritance of acquired characters was given by Lamarck. 186. The theory of natural selection was given by Charles Darwin. 187. Darwin's book is titled Origin of Species. 188. The idea of survival of the fittest was proposed by Herbert Spencer. 189. Hugo de Vries proposed the theory of mutation. 190. Adaptive radiation is evolution from a common ancestor into many forms. 191. Darwin's finches are an example of adaptive radiation. 192. Industrial melanism in peppered moth is an example of natural selection. 193. Genetic drift concept was proposed by Sewell Wright. 194. Founder effect is a form of genetic drift. 195. The Hardy-Weinberg principle explains genetic equilibrium. 196. The Hardy-Weinberg equation is P2 plus 2PQ plus Q2 equals 1. 197. 5 factors affecting Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium are mutation, migration. 198. Genetic drift, selection, recombination. 199. Homologous organs indicate divergent evolution. 200. Analogous organs indicate convergent evolution. 201. The wings of bat and butterfly are examples of analogous organs. 202. The forelimbs of humans and whales are examples of homologous organs. 203. Vestigial organs are non-functional remnants. 204. The appendix in humans is a vestigial organ. 205. Evolution of horse is an example of phylogenetic evolution. 206. The earliest human ancestor is Australopithecus. 207. Homo habilis was also called handy man. 208. Homo erectus discovered fire. 209. Neanderthals were the first to bury their dead. 210. The modern man is Homo sapiens sapiens. 211. The study of evolution of humans is called paleoanthropology. 212. The 3 stop codons are UAA, UAG, UGA. 213. The start codon is AUG. 214. Each codon consists of 3 nucleotides. 215. The genetic code is universal. 216. Transcription takes place in nucleus. 217. Translation takes place in cytoplasm. 218. The Okazaki fragments are joined by DNA ligase. 219. The direction of DNA replication is 5 right arrow 3. 220. In prokaryotes, transcription and translation are coupled. 221. Lac operon was proposed by Jacob and Monod. 222. In lac operon, the inducer is lactose. 223. The enzyme reverse transcriptase is used in cDNA synthesis. 224. The process of making many copies of DNA is PCR. 225. The functional unit of DNA carrying information is gene. 226. DNA is negatively charged due to phosphate groups. 227. The backbone of DNA is made of sugar and phosphate. 228. Nucleosome consists of DNA wrapped around histone proteins. 229. The coding strand of DNA is also called sense strand. 230. The template strand of DNA is also called antisense strand. 231. Semi-conservative mode of DNA replication was proved by Meselson and Stahl.